Hello, everyone. This is Hani from Critical Faculty. This is a quick apologies. I'm not sure what is happening with Ashley, but I've been trying to reach her over the last half an hour, and she is uncontactable at this point, so I'm not quite sure. She must have encountered an emergency. So I don't know what to do, and I thought I'll just turn up and say hello to you in case there are few people who are interested to ask a few questions pretty quickly. I will contact her one more time to see if we can reschedule to a different time. But I sincerely apologize for those who turn up today in the hope of getting to know some Pentecostal pastor. I was quite curious myself. She Ashley is also a part or a member of the Clergy Project. So yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed, but emergencies do happen, and I will definitely get in touch with her and reschedule in due course. But I thought I'll turn up and go live for a few minutes, and in case a couple of people wanna say hello and ask a couple of questions, and if the conversation is in Arabic, then I can switch to Arabic. That's fine. Uh, Obviously, I want to say quick hello to Rio. Thank you very much, Rio, for your support and turning up today. Welcome, Omar. Nice to see you. My friend Fikri, how are you? Thank you for your understanding. Good day, Tahoon. Okay, looks like we mostly have an Arabic audience, and if we do have an Arabic audience, if there are any English speakers in viewing, please let me know so I can remain speaking in English. Otherwise, um, I'll switch to Arabic. If the overwhelming vast majority of the audience is Arabic audience, I can speak in Arabic and maybe take some questions and say hello to you properly in the next 10 to 15 minutes, and then switch off and go on with my day. Once again, sincere apologies. Ashley's uncontactable. I'm not quite sure what's happened. Um, Reverend Taco saying he speaks some bad words. Don't we all? Like when we learn a new language, the first thing you do is you learn the bad words. Sounds familiar. Uh, and Fikri speaks in French. Obviously, oh, you're probably in the French part of Switzerland, yeah. Uh, okay, I'll continue in English. All right, like you've got my attention for the next 10, 15 minutes. Of any of the viewers have any questions for me, I'll be very happy to oblige. Um, well, while you guys prepare any sort of comments or questions, I'll just let you know very, very quickly what's on the agenda. Tomorrow, I have Dr. Robert Price. Let me share with you the conversation. It's quite an important one. And this one is confirmed. I've just got off the phone with him. And let me share. Okay, this is the conversation we're having tomorrow. It's what we're doing at the moment is we're taking some French characters from the Bible, um, sort of characters on the side story. I find them quite interesting, and we are going to be talking about John the Baptist. This is the person who baptized Jesus himself. Uh, Very interesting story. We want to know more about him. Who was he? What was he doing? What was he up to in the Galilee and the River of Jordan? And also, we're going to speak about Joseph of Arimathea. This is the person who helped burying Jesus Christ. Where did he come from? What is his background? And is he a real person or a fictional character? All of this is going to be discussed with double PhD Dr. Robert Price. He's a very interesting scholar. He's a mythicist as well. But when it comes to stories like this, I think he's got different couple of narratives. He will have the consensus narrative, the one that everybody agrees on, but he will add his interesting spin on things. And I'm very interested to learn from what Dr. Robert Price really thinks, what really happened, because all what we're doing when it comes to history is we're doing forensic science. We're trying to find out what were these people up to and what were they thinking, which is literally impossible, but it's a fun exercise nevertheless. Yeah, I'm preparing a conversation with Dr. Rob Price. He's finished a new book, and I want to bring him sometime around February. He's definitely going to come back again. And also Hamid Abdul Samad, we were supposed to have a conversation, I believe last week, and that has been rescheduled to January of, in next year, which is in a few days. Yeah, so that's all happening. Penny, what do you make of this video about mystical experiences, religion as mental illness? Oh, no, I wouldn't go that far. Tacos, no, not really. Because, well, I was religious at some point. Was I mentally ill? I don't think so. I really don't think so. I don't think religion is mental illness. Some display of religious behavior can be, but I don't think being religious means you're mentally ill. I think it's a bit harsh. It's a very harsh criticism. I think it's just misapprehension or incorrect stance. That's all. I don't think a religious person is mentally ill. A bit harsh. I mean, this is not new. A lot of people have suggested that before, but I don't think it will not fly, because it actually abolish people from taking responsibility. I'd rather say they're not mentally ill, so I can take them seriously and ask them to change their behavior. Otherwise, if they're mentally ill and that's the way they were born, they're kind of abolished from responsibility. I don't want to give them that chance. I want them to realize that there are logical methods of reaching information. And yeah, I don't think it's mental illness, and I will not treat them as such. Who else I've got? So 2023 is going to be an interesting year. I want to be focusing on science quite a bit. Philosophy, science, biology, cosmology, and stuff like that. So you will find me interviewing a lot of scientists. When I'm going to be touching religion is going to be on interesting stories, narratives. I'm no longer interested in the conversation of do you think God exists and things like that. You know where I stand. Unless there's an interesting twist or scientific finding that might veer the direction into a certain or the stance into a certain direction, then I'll be entertaining that. But I'm not going to be discussing the blatant case of God's existence. I'm just going to try to talk about the things surrounding it, and I'll let people draw their own conclusions. So definitely science is on the agenda, science, philosophy, psychology, and stuff like that. I want to do a lot more of that. It's a conversation that interests me. There are a lot of channels who would do critique of religion, and I want to be a little bit different and tackle the same topic but from a different angle. What else I can tell you? As you can see, I have been not doing much live because I've been very, very busy. It's a very busy time of the year, and I've been spending a lot of time on Clubhouse. It's a lot more convenient for me, and it's it's a very easy conversation guy, and I get to reach a lot of people. There are hundreds of people on Clubhouse that will listen to one of my rooms, and it is, I can cover a lot more ground, and I will upload them all the time onto my channel. Omar is saying that he's no longer interested in the existence of God. That's interesting. So that's like being an apathist is a thing. There are people who would say, well, I don't really care if God exists or not. He hasn't made himself clear enough. It seems to be he's like that biological father, that he's completely absent from the scene. And at some point it becomes irrelevant in their children's head, because he's never around. He's you don't even know he exists. The guy could have been dead long ago and you wouldn't know he existed. So it becomes a little bit like that at some point. You think it's a bit of waste of time. There are so many pressing fundamental issues in life, and do I really want to waste my life on talking about something that is not really confirmed whether it exists or not? I can understand that. I can understand it, and it depends on which side of the bed I wake up on. I'm a bit like that some days, but then there comes along a person who would provide an interesting conversation, and I might just get involved for an hour or two and then switch off again. It's one of those subjects where they can be in focus or out of focus. It depends on the mood of the day. What else I want to tell you? So 2023, a lot more science, a lot more philosophy. When I'm going to be talking theology, is going to be interesting little side stories like with Dr. Price. I'm going to try to have Bart Ehrman again on the channel. I'll continue to appear on other channels as a guest. But yeah, science is going to be definitely way more on the agenda. Once again, I apologize for the disappointing everybody who's waiting for a conversation with a Pentecostal pastor who used to be part of the Clergy Project, or still part of the Clergy Project. Fortunately, didn't happen today. Ashley's uncontactable for some reason. I'm yet to hear from her. It must have been an emergency. Tried to call her a couple of times. But anyway, Pentecostal church is a very interesting one. These are the guys who often speak in tongues in churches and display very odd behavior, snake charming and very, very strange behavior. Really, it's they're quite interesting and colorful, to say the least. So I jumped on the opportunity to speak to one of them to understand what usually happens behind the scenes, and how did she understand, and did she get involved in the speaking of tongues ritual, and did she actually believe that she was speaking a language from the beyond? That would have been a very interesting conversation for me. It might still happen. We'll see. So that's it, folks. I'm very sorry. I thought I'll still turn up for a quick 15 minutes chat. Take the opportunity to let you know about the agenda. I'm about to go into a Clubhouse conversation pretty soon, and I'll record that. And thanks very much for supporting the channel, being part of it throughout the 2022 year. It's been an interesting year of ups and downs. I hope everybody had a good Christmas, and looking forward to 2023, away from all the headache and the problems of 2022. The world has opened up. I wish people can now travel and see the world. And let's get involved in some serious scientific conversation, starting from next week. Until then, hopefully you enjoyed the last couple of days in 2022, and I'll see you next year.